everybody, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be explaining to you why Randy Orton is turning on Cody Rhodes and winning the Undisputed Championship. Before we head into things, it would be really appreciated if you hit the like and subscribe because it would really help out the channel, and we are this close to 2,000 subscribers, so follow so we can get there. So with this rivalry, things all kick off at Clash at the Castle, June 15th, 2024, whenever we see Cody Rhodes face AJ Styles. And after the match, we would see Randy and Kevin help out with Solo Sikoa and the MFTs, which they weren't called that at the time. They were called the New Bloodline. But now we're seeing Randy Orton week by week and multiple times throughout 2025 and the rest of 2024, seeing Randy constantly look at that Undisputed Championship, which has definitely raised eyebrows as to if Randy Orton is going to go after that Undisputed Championship, which everybody is saying yes, and everybody's saying that Randy's going to win that championship and go back to 2009 Randy Orton. And last night on SmackDown definitely proved why, because we saw in the opener Cody Rhodes come out, and then Paul Heyman would interrupt him, which was instantly a eyebrow raiser given the fact that Cody Rhodes had a match in the main event against the Bronze with Randy Orton, so it was definitely confusing. But eventually Randy would come to the side of Cody Rhodes, and we would eventually hear Paul Heyman spit some facts, but before that, Randy would step up in front of Cody, which looked like prime RKO position, and even though I knew watching back this segment, I watched it back this morning, I've watched it back multiple times throughout the day, and I think it's safe to say that multiple times it looked like that Cody was in RKO position. Randy, at one point, I don't know if I'm being picky at this, I don't know if this is a stretch or not, but Randy Orton pulls his shirt just like this, where his shirt would say RKO everyone or everybody, one or the other. And that was interesting because, yes, Heyman was talking to him, so he could be talking about Heyman, but then the other side could be he was talking about Cody Rhodes, meaning that he could be RKO and Cody Rhodes, because he did this right after the fans started chanting RKO whenever Paul was just about to talk about how he's not coming out here to speak about Cody, he's coming out here to speak to Randy Orton. So that was definitely an eyebrow raiser, knowing that we're going to see Randy do that shirt. Do we see him RKO Paul Heyman during this feud? Do we see, I just now completely off track, but I think that it's so dumb how we're putting Randy Orton in his storylines with the Bronze. It was never needed. I feel like Orton was always supposed to be against Cody. This rivalry is well awaited, and I feel like they're just trying to find a good time in the season to do it. You know, in pro wrestling, especially WWE, there's a good season where you want your title changes, and that's what WWE is waiting for. But sadly, we're already past those times, so now we're looking forward to WrestleMania 42. Do we see Cody versus Randy at WrestleMania 42? Night 1 main event, Rock Roman night 2. That's what people's been saying, but I don't think so. I think Randy's winning this championship way earlier than WrestleMania 42, and I think he's going to have a solid reign, and I think this will be his last world championship reign. But now we get into, when is he going to win this championship? When is he going to turn on Cody Rhodes? And is Paul Heyman right? So when I think he's going to win the championship, obviously very soon. An estimate of months, I would say, is the next 2 or 3 months. But the way they're really teasing it right now, with Cody and Randy being as close as they've ever been, I think now's the prime time to make Cody Rhodes not a heel. Cody's getting the crowd reaction, but only whenever he wants it. If you go back to the segment, the opening segment with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton and Bronze and Paul Heyman, you instantly see Cody come out there. And he didn't get any pop at first until he did the thing where he looked at the crowd. That's where he gets all of his pop. So Cody, obviously being a dominant champion, defending against everybody in the locker room, I think it's safe to say Cody Rhodes deserves to be champion. He deserves to be the top guy on the mountain. He deserves to be the guy that you're wanting to be like. But as of right now, I think it's not what WWE is doing that's smart. I think that currently WWE is not doing great with Cody Rhodes' run. Why I say that? We're coming off of probably one of the worst WrestleMania main events of all time, and John Cena and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41, with John Cena winning his 17th championship to make history. So I think that we're obviously coming off of something that isn't very grand, but they've handled it very well with Cody winning it back, Cena turning face again, Cena facing Brock, and then going to WrestlePalooza getting squashed, and the crowd obviously not liking that. But this is where things get interesting with Randy Orton, because Paul Heyman would eventually say in that segment that Randy and Cody is going to lose in the main event of SmackDown, and they are going to be obviously the losers, and Randy's going to say, how did we lose this match? And I thought Cody was the champ. Where was the champ? The champ didn't show up in this match. So Heyman predicts Randy Orton to turn on Cody Rhodes. He predicts Randy Orton to be like, hey, this is our champion. This is the guy you want a gun for. This is the guy that everybody in the locker room's looking at, yet he can't win a tag match with me. And that's something to say, because Heyman obviously points out that Randy is a legend. And if nobody can get the job done with Randy, then they're not doing anything right. So Heyman obviously pointing out that eventually we're going to see a Cody-Randy run against each other. But there's also speculation that we're going to see Cody and Randy be tag champs. That's just completely out of the ordinary. I feel like the IWC, the internet wrestling community, is completely out the loop right now. So one thing I do advise you to do not listen to them. There is certain times where you should be listening to them, and now is not those times. The IWC is definitely getting out of hand. Obviously, you have to listen to the IWC if you want to learn more about the company. But if you're a seasoned vet, if you already know, all about the company, you know what's going on in current storylines, do not listen to them. Personally, I listen to the IWC because of my job as a journalist, to write down everything the IWC is saying and to see how WWE implements what the fans are saying into the product. So that's obviously, it's huge to know as a journalist, as somebody who writes down everything that happens, every piece of news that comes out, so you could put those puzzle pieces together. So I think, yes, you should be listening to the IWC at some points, but now's not the time. You're going to hear rumors all around the world talking about different people, random people being tag champs, who's going to face Sami Zayn, like Oba and all this. They get in your head. They truly do. They even get in my head. Like this Friday Night SmackDown, obviously we've been talking about it for a long time, ever since Oba Femi has been wrote off of NXT. As of now, though, news came out earlier this week, NXT still has plans for Oba. So it makes you wonder. So just don't listen to the IWC. It's not worth it. But overall, what I want to end this video out by saying is Randy Orton is eventually going to turn on Cody Rhodes. It's going to be a crazy thing that the fans are going to be really looking forward to. But now, it's big for us as fans to just enjoy the product while we can, because it's going to get to rock bottom again, and it's going to get to the point where you don't want to watch, but that's how you stick with the company. But getting back to the main point of this video, I think that 100% Randy Orton's turning heel on Cody Rhodes, and I think we're going to get back to 09 Randy Orton, where we're going to see Cody completely crumble, and it's going to be an awesome sight to see. I'm super excited to see a new champ, obviously, but to also see Randy Orton's last World Championship run as it seems today. So I'm excited to see where this journey takes us.